Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. So for here I am filming a sit-down video, this time for a change, and it's gonna be the one that you asked. To be frank, I don't get a lot of questions and inquiries, but few of you have already asked separate questions with regards to my Birkin and Kelly bag, and some of you were interested which one of the two I would recommend, which one of the two I would purchase if I was doing it all over again, and the wear and tear. So I thought I'm gonna take this opportunity and film this video, especially given the context that when you're watching this one now, we are gonna be in Georgia for our winter holidays, and even if I'm gonna try my best to vlog there, I'm staying at my brother's house, and with my nephews and all the relatives, with the respect to the privacy and their lives, I don't know how much I can do and if I'm going to be able to edit it whilst being away. So not to get into the technicality of it, I wanted to prepare for every occasion so that there is an upload every single week. I mostly film vlog type of content because this is the kind of videos I watch, and even if my channel is super tiny and I'm truthfully putting a lot of effort into producing these videos, editing them, trying my best to be consistent and upload weekly, it's not growing as quick as I would want to. So if you at any point of the time of watching this video think like, oh, I actually like what I'm saying, I would be really grateful if you would press that subscribe button, ring the bell for not missing the new uploads, and just drop in the commentary to say hi, ask anything, ask if you have any other further questions. I'm always on the lookout, also questions that I can cover in my videos. So here we go. You guys, I have not cleaned up these bags or done anything. I just grabbed them from over this shelf where they reside. Despite the fact that they are very thought after expensive handbags, I bought them with a promise to myself that if I would buy them, I would wear them and enjoy them, and that's what I'm doing. I am a working mom of a toddler, and I don't shy away taking my handbags to work or when going out together with my family. So that's just as a background for you to know. So between the two, I first got my hands on the Kelly bag in 2021, and I got the call for Birkin in 2024. Both of them have been purchased from my local store in Hamburg, and I'm gonna walk you through the process of how it's done in here. First of all, you go to the store, you find a nice essay, you ask them for what you would want to have. Most likely you're gonna get an answer that this is not the way it works, that they need to have an appointment with you and make a wish list, which comprises of one particular bag. You can't have like 2 or 3 different handbags as an option. You can choose one handbag with specifications in terms of color and the hardware. And you can give a preference with regards to the leather, but to my experience, you don't have a lot of control of what you're gonna get in that regards. I don't know, like I've never heard that anyone was mean to the customers, that you have to have some excessive shopping in advance of going into this process. I have friends here in Hamburg who have not purchased anything but still got to the point of like establishing this wish list. Their waiting time versus mine was a lot longer, but I was told that it has nothing to do with your purchase history. It has only to do with what the item that you wished for is. Like sometimes some of the items are more requested, and as the wish list is made in a form of a waiting list, depending on how many people are ahead of you, that can prolong or shorten your process. At least that's what I was told. Before I made my wish list for Kelly bag, I had purchased a Twilly, Oran and Oasis sandals, as well as 2 mugs for home and a Avalon blanket. And I purchased all of those items because I loved them, I wanted to have them, and they were on my wish list anyway. Did I speed up that process to get Kelly? Maybe subconsciously, but it would have anyway happened, and that's what I wanted to put out there. What it helped me with was to establish contacts with my sales associate, but saying that I purchased handbags from 2 different sales associates because I later on switched mine. But basically what I think is that popping into the shop, admiring their works, purchasing maybe here and there, whatever you love can obviously just bring you closer to your sales associate, and that can't be harmful. The specifications of the handbag, what we have here is Kelly 25 in gold, in Epsom leather. That was exact specification that I gave on top of my list. Comes obviously with a shoulder strap, and you have dust bags, still have some fillers, even though Epsom leather is really sturdy, and feel like that this handbag looks in beautiful shape despite all the wear that it has gotten from me. You know that it has 4 feet, and then I have the clochette still hanging on the back side. As for the inside, I still have a padlock with this little pouch that I have not used ever. So it's literally brand new. And then you have one zippy pocket and little flap pocket in front. I don't have any stains. Oh, I just saw I also have a little camera attachment inside. Looking inside, I don't know how much you can see, but I feel like that it's almost in pristine condition. I don't use any inserts, so I drop my items like that in the handbag. Some of the indentations are visible on the leather, but I don't intend to sell this handbag, so I don't actually mind. I love my items being used and loved and showing that wear and tear. But when I say wear and tear, it's not like scratches or any damage. It's more like indentations of different items that have been inside the handbag. Once again, I have not cleaned this handbag or anything, so you can see the true condition of the metal. It obviously has some wear and scratches. I'm pretty sure if you try to clean this one up, a lot of the scratches or indentations will come off. It's not in bad shape. It's absolutely in great shape, if you ask me, for the 4 year of use. I think the most use you can see is on the clochette bit. That tends to get a little bit dirty just by hanging on here. Other than that, some has held it up really perfectly. And as told, I've used this handbag everywhere. In metro, in train, together with my toddler. I've worn it anywhere really. In the city, I have worn it in good weather. I've worn it in rain. So yeah. As for the shoulder strap, metal bits look still perfect. There is no chipping, nowhere. If anything, maybe a little bit of, indentation that can be cleaned away, or some scratches that are absolutely normal. As for my Birkin, I got it in 2024. Another rule that they have at Hamburg store is that after getting your handbag, you have to wait 1 year before you can put another wish list. And then it took 2 years each time before the handbag arrived. This one is Birkin 25 in palladium hardware in color tundra, which is closest it gets to a top color with hint of dark green, like forest green, at least that's how they describe it. Same thing, I have their own dust bag, and I just stuffed it with some pillow because I felt like that my Birkin has started to lose the shape a lot quicker than Kelly, which is understandable because this one is in calfskin, togo leather. It also has 4 feet, and it's basically an open tote that can be closed. You have a lot more width with this handbag. Same thing, I have pouch with clochette and little padlock that is not hanging on the handbag, and then you have little flap in front as well. Same thing for this handbag. I don't have a insert. Maybe I should consider. And yeah, I have worn my Birkin so much, and I find the wear on this has been more visible than on my Kelly bag because I feel like that I've been more rough on this than the Kelly. I dropped it, I think 1 month after having it. I dropped it from the table and somehow it has caused a little damage on here. I don't know if that's really visible. There is a tiny mark. Maybe you can see it, but that's the only one at the moment. I have flown together with this handbag, so it has seen airport, it has seen public transportation, good and bad weather, everything else as well. And same thing, looking inside, shows some indentation marks here and there, but there is no damage to the handbag whatsoever. Obviously, you have 2 really high quality handmade bags and they can withstand quite a lot. Yet that doesn't mean that there won't be visible wear to the handbag depending on the use. You have to be a little bit more careful with Epsom leather because once destroyed, then the particular parts of the handbag have to be exchanged versus Togo leather, where they can do quite a lot, or at least so I've heard. Now, with regards to the question that you have posed, which handbag I would recommend to get first? To be very frank, I really cannot recommend one. I cannot, because they are absolutely different, and I would always know that I would want to get each of both. At least you have to look at yourself, what type of handbags you're wearing most, and at what stage of life you are in. If you're a person who never loves to walk around with top handle handbags anyway, as iconic as Birkin is, that won't be a handbag for you because you don't have any other option than this to carry this handbag. And at times when you need to use both hands, and I'm talking that from an experience of tackling the toddler, it can be really, really annoying. Yes, you have 4 feet. When people are really feeling uncomfortable putting such expensive handbags on the floor, you'll have to live with the consequences. I do that as well at times when I have to be on the run, but I'm fine with that because I bought it with the purpose of loving it and using it. But if you want your handbag close to you, even though the strap is quite short, which once again works in my favor being a petite, still you have that option of just dangling it on your shoulder or doing even crossbody, which I managed to do with this handbag. Just off topic, you can also purchase a separate strap for Kellys, which are longer. So in that sense, maybe Kelly would be a better option for you. I cannot not mention the downside that everyone is talking about. I love to carry my handbags open. I don't mind that. There are a lot of people who come close to me and say like, oh, your handbag is open. Sometimes even annoys me that they think that they notice something about me that I have not noticed. I know it comes from a good point at heart, so I always thank them. But I don't really have nerves of every single time holding the handbag. You need to have the second hand like I did right now to close that up. And right now the handbag is empty. If it's full, it gets even more tricky. And every single time you need to use it, you have to open it up. Also, when you have it in your hand, you always need to put the flap up, go inside to grab things out. And this is what you get when you get a Kelly. And you should know it and you should not get annoyed by it. If with all the other experience you've had with your other handbags, you know that that could be an issue. Obviously, Birkin is a lot more practical in that sense. Open it up and then there you have your entire handbag on a preview. Totally different kind of handbags for different uses. As for durability, I also think that it's very, very different. As told, Epsom is very sturdy, especially in the rainy areas, but once it gets destroyed, it's more difficult to repair. And if you love slouchy, broken in, casual handbags, then Togo leather or any other soft leather like Clement and Swift would be perfect match for you. Just to give you a short preview once again, how it looks. Another thing that I just remembered and definitely have to mention is the top handle drop. When it comes to 25, I am petite and I really have narrow wrist. And that works with this handbag, but also to a degree. If you're wearing a bulky coat, you always have to do this maneuver of like twisting your hand, having all the bulky jumpers a bit put higher on your arm so that you can hold your handbag on the crook of your arm. Otherwise, you'll need to hold it just like that, which can be really uncomfortable. Obviously, you don't get that problem if you go for Birkin 30, which is the next size up. But I guess most of the people who tune into this video know all the specifications and details about Birkins and Kellys anyway. I don't know if that was helpful for anyone. Honestly, I don't really love to film videos about handbags anymore. I used to binge watch luxury designer handbags, but it got repetitive to a degree. I just filmed this because there were specific questions with regards to it. I thought, of course, I'm gonna answer them. Please let me know if it was anyhow helpful. I hope you enjoyed watching this one. Most importantly, I hope you're enjoying your time with your loved ones during this holiday season and enjoying your belongings, not putting them on some type of pedestal or in the shelves. One of the bigger fashion YouTubers out here used to say things are to be used and people are to be loved, which in a way shaped my mindset, and I really could brush off that weight of how much these items cost. So if there is any piece of advice I could give you if you're honestly considering purchasing these handbags, is if you do that and if you make that plan, please don't deprive yourself the joy of having fun with them, wearing them. They're just items at the end of the day. For now, I say goodbye, and I'm gonna see you in my next one.